So tell us a little bit about the preparation. What are some of the key elements that?
It is about getting about 30,000 kilometers into your legs. Of course, I don't ride alone all the time. I have some like training partners and friends I like to ride with, but the problem is not all my friends are riding as fast as I am, and not everybody has like the time to train with me, because you're doing like on a Tuesday morning for 6 hours. Most people
and you
have
do
different things
you do
to do.
it professional as well, so
yeah. So like 90% of my training I'm doing alone. In winter I'm doing a lot of indoor training, and of course in summer I ride on the road. But then there is the extra stuff, which is finding sponsors, finding money, doing presentations, doing keynotes. We have, in the meantime, my girlfriend and I, we have an online shop for sporting goods and jerseys and nutrition. Ultra-Cycling shop.
Ultra-Cycling, we'll put the link in underneath.
So we also have a lot of things to do beside training. But of course, training is the center of my life. Riding the bike is the center of my life. But I couldn't make a living just from that. This is the basic of my job, but not the only thing.
So having an understanding that this is a system that needs to be fed and has a bunch of different elements that need to be integrated is a huge part of a lot of people say, it's just about the 7-something days that you're riding across America. No, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of to-dos that have to take place before you get even to the start line.
Yeah, and it's not about the 1 year of training, because this is in my case, because my like fitness level is there. But if you like start on a lower level, maybe it takes you 5 or 6 years of training to get into shape.
Do you have certain benchmarks that you set for yourself, certain milestones that you have to achieve in that year to know whether you're ready for the race? Do you use some form of measurement along the way? What your VO2 max is, or what your kilowatt per? I'm acting like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't. Do I sound good?
Of course, there is the big goal, and there is like smaller goals and some stages towards the big goal. But I wouldn't like make it too detailed, because if you like say my VO2 max should be 65, or my FTP threshold power should be 400 watts. What happens if you just reach 395? Should you like cancel the race? No, you should still do it. Maybe change your strategy. Don't go for, I don't know, the track record, but maybe just, even you can push as good as possible. You can give your best, but maybe the outcome will be different.
So what you're saying is very, very valuable. Say it's one thing to use measurements. We call them KPIs in business management.
Don't be a slave of measurements. But don't be a slave of them. They should serve you. If they don't serve you, then adapt them. So they're supposed to give you information and feedback, but what you do with that feedback is pretty much your strategic options, right? Yes, and I also think it's very important to have realistic goals. They shouldn't be too big, because I very often experience people, they talk about big dreams, and then you have like a keynote speaker on the stage and he tells you, when I was young, I had this big dream and now I'm really successful. Of course, all the kids have big dreams,
I'm a big fan of those people.
Every kid has big dreams, but not every kid reaches the big dreams, because this is not.
And sometimes that's okay too. In most of the cases, it's okay.
Of course,
it's
nice
some dreams
to have
are nice to have. Some dreams should be realized, but you get to pick and choose, which is great.
Yeah, I think so. And if your dreams are too big, and I think in times of social media, you look your Instagram app and you see like you can get a millionaire in 3 weeks. You can get like the perfect body shape in 3 weeks. You can be a marathon runner in 3 weeks. That doesn't work. And if you have too big dreams inspired from social media, you will be very frustrated, because it will not work out. So I think having small dreams, having smaller goals, but keep sticking to your goals for like 10 years or 15 years, and you will be surprised what is possible when you're making small steps for 10 or 15 years. It's amazing.
Yeah. I often say I'm a blend between two different cultures. My parents are both originally from Austria, but they were overseas for 30 years. I was born in the United States, and I have the consciousness of being very American in my style, and I'm a big fan of some of the stereotypes of Americans. I think we love to dream big, and we're not punished for it. When children have big crazy dreams, they're not admonished for it. I think that's a good quality. I think that's important to achieve great things, is the understanding that they're possible. Where I think Europeans are superior in their philosophy to achieving goals is this humility that you talked about. I once managed a startup company many years ago, and I remember when I was talking with investors, many of them, I could tell what they expected me to tell them, right? 10x. If I give you €1, you're going to give me 10 euros back. You give me 1 million, I'm going to get 10. And I would often say, this is what I'm a big fan of. I guess this is the European speaking out of me. I'm not going to tell you that if I don't believe it. You know, it's okay for me to say, listen, you're going to give me €1 and I give you €3 back. That's still a good return of investment. So I think that's valuable.